what's interesting to me is that whenever I was in undergrad and I was learning about marketing, and it was all about the customer. Everything was about the customer. When I became an attorney, it's everything's about the attorney. Lots of chest beating, and I find that really interesting. And I think that that is where a lot of law firm owners screw up, is they focus on the attorney and not on what they can do for the potential client. So I wonder. So you had criminal matters that you dealt with, both. You had some good results and some, I don't know if they were bad results, but you had results where you actually ended up in prison, right? You had some family law issues where you had initially bad result and then good result. You've had immigration, which you did that's on your own, which is awesome.
K1.
I don't think the immigration attorneys would like to hear that, but I do wonder what you've learned from the client's perspective that's helped you in the marketing part of it.
In terms of like putting myself in the attorney's shoes.
Yeah. So what could law firm owners be doing differently to help when it comes to, driving more cases?
Yeah, I think just an absolute obsession of the client journey and client experience, and just literally mapping out every single point of interaction with your firm from, okay, they're going to get to your website. Okay, what are they going to do? They're either going to call, text, or use a chat, right? And so calls are currency. So, but not everybody's going to call. So if you have them filling out a form, it's better, instead of just putting like name, email, phone number, a message, what you want to do is have it more like a quiz funnel, because it's going to pre-qualify the leads better, and they can just literally use their thumb, like, hey, what are you contacting us about? Or for personal injury, was it your fault? Blah, 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 right? You just have these series of quiz questions to where after you collect their contact details, they're just using their thumb, and then redirect them to a page that ideally has a video of you looking directly into the camera and just letting them know what's next. And then even personalizing the thank you page, because when you fill out a form, you can carry over those variables to a thank you page and put like, Tyson, I'm sorry you're going through this, boom, a video, and then walk them through the next step, even have an embedded calendar there, and then start looking at, okay, for every kind of pipeline stage that we have, like, most people are using a CRM. So it's like new leads, we're making contact, consult scheduled, whatever. Build out the communications you need there. So look at like, what reviews do you have? What assets do you have? What information? And just essentially just try to anticipate someone's needs, right? Because people are going to ask you questions. You're going to run into issues, document it, create a process, train people on it, and just keep testing it every time. So I think that's probably the single best way to really like increase that, because referrals are kind of like the lifeblood of everybody's business, right? You do good work, like it compounds and it's going to do great. So if you have that system in there, when you start doing SEO and Google ads, local service ads, or whatever else you're doing to generate leads, you're putting them into a system that's going to basically create money. And a lot of times, and probably actually the easiest thing to implement, because that is a lot of moving parts, is just answer the phone like money's calling. I see, like, we do intake audits and stuff like that on clients, and I've just saw some things where you're just like, man, like you're literally paying for Google ads and answering the call like this. And so if there's like one single thing that anybody can do, is just answer the phone like money's calling, show empathy, and use it to be like, for example, if somebody's calling, it's like, hey, thank you for calling so-and-so law firm. This is Matt speaking. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Oh, why are you calling today? Like, find out if they have kids. What is their job? Like, small talk with them, because that stuff is going to be what's going to help you close them. Because a lot of times I also find that, for example, family law and criminal defense does this all the time, is they'll pitch somebody, which is essentially like doing a proposal on the phone. Be like, oh, you got a DUI, charge this much, right? And so they're not even visually seeing the person. There's no kind of body cues. There's no way that you can kind of like build rapport or anything like that. So it becomes where you commoditize yourself, because all you're doing is speaking a price over the phone. You don't know if they're like, dealing with their kids in the background, or, surfing the internet, or not even engaged with what you're saying. And then they light up when they hear the price, and then you've already lost. And so like making sure people get on video, if you're going to do a consult, making sure they turn on their camera so you know that you got their attention. I think just those two things is going to help people increase their conversions.